Welcome to Patty's Aquatics. Now in today's video what I'm going to be doing is giving you another installment of my top 5 series. And in this one I will list the top 5 reasons why I absolutely love dirty tanks. Maybe why you should think about setting one up if you haven't already. So stick around. Coming in at number 5 could just as easily be number 1, and that is plant growth. The fact that this style of tank offers such nutrient-rich soil, it allows the plants and the roots alike to really grow at their maximum growing capacity. Now, over the years that I've kept aquariums, and especially planted tanks, I've never experienced a style of tank like this one before that really allows your plants to grow and grow and grow. Now, you don't even need to have a green thumb to be able to grow plants in this style of tank. It does it for you. Any type of plant grows in here. You could have your root feeding plants, your stem plants. You can have even floating plants with the nutrient-rich water column. The plants love it and they thrive. That's why at number 5, I highly, highly recommend it because the plant growth is just phenomenal. Coming in at number 4 of why I love dirty tanks, and that is the maintenance, or really the lack thereof. Now, truth be told, dirty tanks require a lot less maintenance than other styles of tanks do than I have experienced over the years. Now, a large part of that, in my opinion, is because of the water changes. Now, when I kept non-planted tanks, or even planted tanks for that matter, I was always on a schedule. You know, depending on what I had in my tanks, it was once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. I always had to have a routine of a schedule to consistently be down here cleaning my tanks, doing water changes, checking filters, and yada, yada, yada. This style of tank is completely different. Now, nitrates are so low or non-existent. The plants still grow phenomenally, by the way, but that maintenance level isn't there anymore. You don't have to constantly be changing water. Now, with this style of tank, it's a rarity you have to change water, or if at all. It really depends on your opinion on water changes, which we won't get into in this video, but water changes are pretty much non-existent when it comes to this style of tank. So really, the biggest chore I have with maintenance with these is trimming all those plants that keep growing and growing and growing that you can be able to put in other tanks or sell or just get rid of. And on top of that, the time I save not having to be down here doing maintenance, I get to be able to sit back and watch all my fish and plants, and it's just love what I'm watching in my tanks. So that is why number 4 is the low maintenance that is required on this style of tank and why I love them. Coming at number 3 of why I love dirty tanks, that is the fact that it saves me money. Now, number 3 can kind of go hand in hand with number 4 with the low maintenance aspect, especially when it comes to water changes or lack thereof, like I mentioned. The fact that I rarely ever do water changes, that saves me money in that water bill. Also, I don't use any type of fertilizer at all within any of my aquariums, and I haven't for well over a year. I don't use liquid fertilizers. I don't use root tabs. The fact that this nutrient-rich soil continues to be able to power my plants and grow them and make them grow so phenomenally, it's not needed. No, really, I don't use anything within any of my aquariums except for water conditioner when I do top-offs. Now, if you want to go a little further, I don't use filters at all in any of my aquariums. Now, if you don't use filters, well, you don't need filter media. You don't need any of that, saving you more money. So at number 3 of why I love dirty tanks, it definitely saves me a few bucks and gets the wife off my back a little bit. Coming in at number 2 of why I love dirty tanks, that is the ability to be able to create a food web within them. I find food webs to be completely and utterly amazing and interesting at the same time. Now, if you're not familiar of what a food web is, I highly recommend you check out a few of my past videos, which I'll link them somewhere around here, or go check out Father Fish, of course, because he has a plethora of information on it. But a quick breakdown, basically you want to collect a resurrection jar. And what that is you take a jar or a container, you go down to a local waterway, and you stick your hand down to the bottom of that water, and you find a handful of dead leaves or sticks, some organic matter that is dead. You stick it into that jar with some water, and you bring it home. Now you're going to sit and watch and observe that jar for about 30 days, and you watch all those organisms and microorganisms, everything come alive and start swimming all over in that jar. That's when you pour it into your aquarium with that organic matter, and that is the start of the food web. Now, What happens then is those microorganisms, they will feed and break down the waste within your aquarium. And what that does, that helps feed your plants. Then on top of that, your fish can feed off some of those microorganisms, and those microorganisms will feed off that organic matter. You just have to occasionally supplement by putting some dry leaves into your aquarium for those organisms to be able to feed off. And that is the cycle, that food web, constantly one feeding the other. And that is why I absolutely, at number 2, love dirty tanks. It's because of the food web. Coming in at number 1, and the top reason why I love dirty tanks so much, that is because of the ability to be able to create that slice of nature, and bring it into your home and be able to enjoy it. And not only enjoy it, but you can enjoy it for years and years to come. And that is because it has such long-term sustainability. And it's inspiring. Now, I've been in this hobby for almost 30 years, and I have never been so inspired by a style of tank as I have with this one. Now, I've always been into nature. I love nature. You know, with every aquarium, I kind of think, imagine yourself dropping to the bottom of a lake or river, and you just want to take a picture. Take a picture of what that looks down there. That's what I thrive for in all my aquariums. I want it to look like a natural ecosystem. I want it to look like a natural part of a lake or river. And to be able to bring that into my home is just awe-inspiring to me. On top of that, it's very educational. You can teach people about this style of tank. I know there's a lot of negativity in some aspects of this hobby when it comes to this style of tank, but I think that will start to go away, and it is starting to kind of override people, because this is an awesome way to keep fish from every aspect of it. You know, from the low maintenance, from the cost aspect, the food web, every part of it, this ecosystem that just intertwines with each other. I find all of it completely and utterly amazing, and that is why I absolutely love dirty tanks, why I have number 1, and why I really truly believe if you are ever interested in setting up one of these, give it a try. You will not be disappointed. Well, those are the top 5 reasons why I love dirty tanks so much, and I hope after watching this, so do you. Now, I just want to say that last week would have marked my 1-year anniversary of having a YouTube channel. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to everybody that has supported me over this past year. Everyone that has subscribed to my channel, watched my videos, and all the friends I have made along the way. I appreciate you all immensely, and I very much look forward to the upcoming year, setting new goals, expanding those friendships, and like I said, thank you. Thank you all. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if this is the first time you're watching me in this video and you're interested in this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. But if you do, make sure you hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss any of my upcoming projects. And always remember to think outside that box and take a step back into nature. Hope to see you next time. You're at Patty's Aquatics.